Good morning. This is your morning Pilates workout. I'm Eleanor, and lovely to meet you here this morning. And just like to say that just listen to your body, take it easy, follow the instructions, but if the next step is too much for you, anything starts to hurt, just peel it back. Okay, your body gives you signals for a reason, listen to the communication. Okay, so practice safely and we can enjoy together. So we're going to stand with our feet hip width apart, okay? Check where your hips are and then make sure your knees are in line with your hips and then your ankles, okay? And then we're just going to take a few breaths in, reaching out to the sides with the arms, palms going up, looking up towards the hands, then rise through the shoulders, then sink those shoulders back down, arms nice and straight, return the hands, post the hands away, so pressing the air down, okay, like you're really pushing something down. Inhale and then push the hands up as if you've got slightly weighted items in your hands. Feel that strength from your arms as you lift up. Take a look up, follow up your hands with your gaze, and then rotate, hands back down, palms down towards your side. Okay, we're going to inhale and take one hand forward, reach through the fingertips and follow the hand with your gaze, looking up, and allow that hand to travel all the way back. Exhaling, coming back round, inhaling, coming up, reaching through the fingertips at the height and lower down. Good. Watch those hands go, and we'll take it to the other shoulder now. Inhaling, looking at your hand going all the way up, reaching above your head, returning over your shoulder, getting a nice stretch in rotation, coming back to center and reaching up again, lifting up through the fingertips and reaching back. Good, and then we're just going to shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then just let them slide down the body. Just let them slide down the sides of the body. Inhaling up, exhale down. One more time, inhaling up, exhale down, inhaling up, and then exhale back. Set those shoulders back, open up the chest, lift the chin. Inhale, come round, scoop the arms round, scoop the abdominals in, really tuck the tailbone under and draw the abdominals into the spine, so you're C curving into the spine. And exhale back, take the arms back, lengthen, lifting up the chin and the chest. Good, feel like there's a beam of light extending to the sky from your chest. Inhaling, tuck the tailbone under first, rounding through the spine. Chin drops down, arms come forward. Exhaling, looking up, reaching back, lifting chest, lifting chin. Inhaling. Make sure you're pressing down to the balls of your feet and your heels so you don't wobble like I just felt I did. And exhaling. Great. Okay, bring the arms back to your sides. Just give them a little bit of a roll in both directions. Okay, we're going to work on our pelvic alignment now. So we're going to place our hands on our hips. And we're just going to make sure our feet are hip width apart, nice and neutral, okay? And we're just going to press down through the balls of the feet and into the center of the point of the heel. Have a little bit of a slight bend in the knees to prevent yourself from pushing back into the knees and hyperextending, okay? Shoulders, the line of the shoulders across here is above the line of your hips, okay? So think of a Pilates box, all right? And the hips are facing forward, not slightly rotating to one side or another. Okay, then you've got your pelvis, your hands on your hips, and I'm going to ask you to tilt your pelvis forwards, okay? And then tuck that tailbone under, bring the pubic bone up towards you and tilt it back into your lower back. Okay, I'll stand and give you a side view, tilting forwards. Okay, you're tilting from here, not the upper body, just tilting through the hips and the pelvis and tilting backwards. Tailbone tucks under and you send the pelvis backwards, okay? So anteriorly, forwards, anterior, and then a posterior tilt. Good. And then just rock like that for a few moments, just gently rocking between the two extremes, forwards and backwards, and then just slow it down, and you'll gently come to a standstill. Can you imagine that your pelvis holds a bowl of water, and at that standstill, you're either tipping the water out forwards or tipping it back, sloshing it backwards over your tailbone here. You're just keeping that nice and level. So tucking the tailbone in sufficiently, feeling like you're engaging the muscles between the hips, so that's the transversus abdominis running all the way down here to all the way up here, and that's underneath the rectus abdominis, so which is the six-pack we usually see on some people. Okay, and then we're going to just breathe in to fill the lungs, and fill the lungs wide out to each side of the room. Okay, and then exhale. Let those lungs close back together and deflate. Inhaling, you can place your hands on the bottom of your rib cage, both hands. Feel the hands connect in the center, the two fingertips, so the middle fingers. And as you breathe out, you'll notice that action of breathing separates your fingertips. And as you as you breathe into your lungs, you'll notice that your lungs move out. And as you exhale, your lungs close down back together. Okay, so inhaling, lungs expanding, thinking of a pair of billows opening up, and exhaling, coming back together. Inhaling, you're lengthening through the spine, exhaling out to the sides, expanding out to the sides, and inhaling, closing back down. Good. Take a few breaths now into the back of the rib cage, so you want to aim it to the back of your chest here, and take that breath in. You'll feel yourself still expand to the side, but you want to just focus on feeling the breath in the intercostal muscles that hold the ribs together here in the mid-back. Really important. Good. Inhaling. Exhaling. Good. Now we're going to lift up into the toes. Okay, we're going to lift the toes, peel them off the floor, and press down through the middle toes of the balls of the foot. So you're pressing down between the points of the big toe and the little toe, and then a central point in the heel. So your weight is nice and evenly dispersed. Yes, your toes are still up. Getting them to stretch while I'm talking to you. And you can really feel a sense of grounding and anchoring into the earth. Imagine you're growing down roots, okay? We're going to breathe in here. Inhaling, and on the exhale, lower the toes, baby toe to big toe. I find it easier personally if you don't look, but you can look just to see. I find looking throws me off because my toes don't move as I imagine they're rolling and peeling off the floor, and rolling and peeling off the other side. Okay, and then lower them down, baby toe to big toe. All this coordination is also really good for the brain. What we're doing here is opening up the joints and the muscles and tissues in your feet, okay? So it's really good for the feet, really good for the whole body's posture. Okay, sets you up for the day. Okay, and then we're just going to walk it through, lifting high into the heel, okay, pressing down through the ball of the foot, making sure you're not pressing down to the outside of the foot or the foot's rolling in to the big toe, okay, just press down through the center and lower back down. Inhale, exhale, pressing down, lifting up the heel, lift the heel up as high as you can, keeping the knees straight in front of you, and then lower back down. Inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling, lower back down. Good. Okay, we're going to take a couple of squats now, so I'm going to first talk you into it. So we've got the feet hip width apart. Again, make sure that the heels are nice and parallel. If your feet turn out slightly, that's okay. Sometimes we can't control that with the best will in the world. I just want you to make sure you're aware of where your hips are, the knees follow in line, and then the ankles follow suit, okay? I want you to take just a gentle bend, like you're full of marshmallow. You're just soft and gooey in the knees, and you just bend those knees forward, making sure the knees travel over the middle toes, okay? And then I want you to sit your weight slightly further down into your tailbone, keeping that back nice and straight still. We haven't tilted or moved, okay? And just feel that stretch deep into your Achilles, okay? So the back of your ankles running up into your calves a little. This might be tight for some of you, especially if you do running, inhaling, or any sport where your ankles don't get to fully extend too far. Inhaling and exhaling, push back up. Good. It's switching on the glutes here. No, the glutes, the hamstrings, thighs. We're switching on the thigh muscles, whatever they are, I've forgotten today. Inhaling and exhaling, bending down. Quads. There we go. Glutes are here, quads are here, everybody. Hamstrings are behind. Just a little bit of basic anatomy reminder for us all. And sink into those marshmallow knees. Then sink a little bit lower into the back of your heels, okay? While you're shifting the weight down through the knees into the heels, keeping your tailbone straight. Now tuck that tailbone under, and we're going to hinge forward from the hips in one straight line, okay? Just looking forward, Chin comes down, so you're not lifting it up and shortening the back of the neck. You're looking straight forward ahead of you. Inhaling, exhaling, push up from the backs of the ankles, up through the knees, and now straighten up the back. Excellent. Inhaling, exhaling, bend through the back of the ankles. So let those ankles stretch at the back. Yes, we're working into your ankles for a purpose. Soften in the knees, and then we're going to hinge forward. So feel the hips fold as you come forward, keeping the ribs down, so you're not folding forward like that, so arching the back, because that's what, can you see that? What I'm doing is I'm keeping my ribs down so my back stays nice and straight, and I'm folding only at the hips. It's the only place. So I'm drawing in the abdominals quite extensively here to hold that. We're going to inhale and exhale, push up through the backs of the heels, into the knees, into the thighs, into the hips to straighten up. Excellent stuff. Okay, let's move into a roll down. So find some space in front of you, in front of your mat or floor. Okay. And we're just going to make sure those feet are hip width apart again. I'm just going to rise up onto my heels and then lower back down, rising up, pressing through the balls of my feet, tucking my tailbone under, balance here, and lower back down. Good. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, rolling chin to chest, scooping those abdominals. Okay, shoulders feel heavy and scoop round. The arms are heavy, and imagine you're holding a weight in each hand. Let the arms draw you down. Release the neck. So just feel like the head goes floppy on the neck. You don't have to hold it up too high. And roll down through the spine, pressing down to the ground, feeling your inner thigh connection. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel that stretch in the lower back. Maybe take a little bend, a micro bend in the knees if necessary to help you out if you've got tight hamstrings here or tend to hyperextend. Okay, really important. We don't want to be pushing back into the knees. Okay. Keep those knees nice and strong by pulling the knees up towards the hips, so engaging the muscles there. Inhaling, and we're going to exhale, push down through the feet, backs and the front of the feet. Keep the weight through the center of the body, tucking the tailbone under, drawing the abdominals in towards the spine. Let the shoulders still be soft and heavy, and the spine rolls up with the head coming up very last. It's a great mobilizer for the spine, and it can really set your day up or release you after this tension built up in your spine at the end of the day. Inhaling, pressing down through the feet. Exhaling, rolling chin to chest. Scooping in the abdominals, squeezing the glutes a little, inner thighs engaged. And the knee muscles pulling up towards the hips, rolling down, okay? And we're going to bend into the knees here, place the hands slightly in front of you, and I'm going to ask you just to bend and straighten those legs back up. So mini squats, so we're stretching into the hamstrings now, using those stretched out calves, bend and really putting emphasis into the heels and the balls of the feet to do this. You can lift your toes up if you're liking that and that works for you, and you can actually feel the anchoring, that strong anchor point as you lift and raise. Keeping the abdominals working, good. And then we're going to come into a 4-point kneeling. Okay, from here, we're going to establish a nice, strong tabletop back. What you want to imagine is you're able to hold a tray of drinks throughout a whole exercise. So we're not dipping in the lower back, okay? That means you've lost core control and you're actually extending in the upper back, okay? So keep that spine in neutral, so the pelvis in neutral. So you achieve that by slightly tucking the tailbone under slightly, okay? Ribs come down towards your hips, so the rib closure, so the ribs, bottom ribs here, close a little down towards the hips, and you've got that engagement of the navel coming in towards the spine. Hands gently placed underneath your shoulders, okay? And you can have your toes tucked under. I've just got a recent injury on this foot, so it's uncomfortable for me to do that too long, but it actually stretches into your toes and your feet and opens them up a little more, so I highly encourage that. Okay, try not to interlock the elbows as well, okay? Hard focus to do that, but it works. Okay, so we're going to inhale, and on the exhale we're going to take one leg back and press down into the heel. Okay, so balls of the foot are connecting with the ground, and we're pressing down into the heel. Coming back up, inhaling, exhaling, pushing through the other leg, keeping that nice tabletop. The back of the neck is long and the chin and the jaw are relaxed and down. Okay, inhale, exhale, push back, good. Pushing the shoulders back into the back. Okay, the shoulders are reaching towards the hips. So shoulders, don't press them too far, but just, good. Inhaling. Exhaling. Good. Inhaling, switching. Exhaling back. Inhaling, come back in. exhaling back, good. And then coming back in. And we're going to rock from hip to hip, just swing the hip from side to side, just to help continue to encourage releasing of the lower back. We're going to keep doing that for a few moments, and then we're going to take it into some circles, so some hula hooping going on. Just don't worry about what you think you look like. No one's there to judge. And as this is being filmed, I certainly can't see you. Okay. And then rotate in the opposite direction. Helps release the lower spine, the obliques. Okay, and gets them mobilized and reminds them that they have to use their body, and you know, the parts of your body you have to use in all sorts of directions. Right. Okay, give a little bit of swing in the shoulders. And then we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, I'm going to hitch my left hip up to one side and then look round to my left hip, over my left shoulder. Inhaling back to center, exhaling over to the other side to have a look at the slight bend. Inhaling back to center, exhaling over to the other side. So we're bending and exhaling, inhaling back to center where we lengthen, exhaling over to the other side, inhaling back to center, exhaling over to the other side. Wonderful. Okay, and then we're going to take our legs out to a little bit of a further stretch this time, moving into what is called a plank position. Okay, so plank, you have some options here. You can actually stay here, and instead of taking your legs back, you can tuck your toes under and you can hover up off your knees. Okay, still nice and strong through the upper body, but you've lifted up through the knees. Okay, or we can be taking it back one leg at a time, two legs. Okay, and nice and strong through the body. Don't bear your weight over your wrists or your front of the body too much, and don't send it too far back into your ankles, okay, because you go up in the mid body. So you want a nice straight happy medium where you feel your weight is evenly dispersed between the feet and the hands. Okay, and then we're going to bend the knees, come back in, inhaling and exhaling, out, out, hold it, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, bend, bend, inhaling, exhaling, hold it, coming down, or you're doing tucking the toes under, and on the exhale pushing up. Okay, we're all the same. Good. Inhale, exhale, lengthen the one leg back, get ready for plank, second leg back, nice and strong and long. Plank's really good. It's a static pose, so it's isometric hold, which really strengthens, and those are the holds that really work in your strength and change your shape. Inhaling, coming back in, exhaling, separate the knees wide, connect the toes, and we're going to send that tailbone back all the way to the heels, allow the hips to open, and we're going to lower ourselves down onto the mat. Okay, let the forehead come down to the floor if it's able to do so, and just relax the shoulders a little and breathe. As you breathe, allow this breath to move the spine. Okay, allow that fluidity to be felt in your body, and exhale, come back down, maybe a bit lower in the tailbone. Good, you can really nestle into those hips there. Inhaling, exhaling. If you have an issue with knees, you can always put some towels, like a big towel behind the knees, or some blocks, so that if you don't need to, if you're worried about going back too far. But yeah, otherwise that's good. So we're going to come up now, and we're going to work on rolling back. Okay, so we're sitting up like this. Okay, so our feet are hip width apart. I'm using my fist as a guide, so my inner thighs shouldn't be more than a fist width apart. If you have an overball, you're welcome to use it between your inner thighs. That helps take your mind off thinking about yet another connection. Okay, otherwise you have to focus on your legs staying nice and straight. What we want to do is make sure we are sitting on the peak of our tailbones, so it helps to remove the flesh from your tailbones, and you actually feel that anchoring from the bony structure. Okay, and then feel the bones of your feet connecting into the ground. Okay, so you want to feel that connection there. If at any stage you feel like you have to lift your feet, either move them further away or slightly closer in towards you, because your feet need to have contact with the ground in this move. So we're lengthening up through the spine. I'm dropping my chin, and I'm certainly not sending my chin forward, because that shortens the back of the neck. We need the long back of the neck, the eyes cast along the horizon. And all I'm going to do is place my hands behind my thighs, round my arms out to the side, and we're going to tilt the pelvis back. Okay? So I'm rounding in my spine here. I'm tilting that pelvis back as if I'm tipping it up towards my face. Okay, arms are gently resting out to the side. Inhaling, coming back up, lengthen through the spine, really lengthen. Imagine I'm pulling you up from the crown of your head. And exhale, tilt back down. Okay. Inhaling, coming all the way up. And exhale, tilt back down. We're going to tilt back slightly further than the back of the pelvis now, so we keep increasing our range. Okay, you're going to hold it here through the abdominals. That's what's keeping you up and that's what's giving you support. You do have your hands here for support if you need them. You can get a little bit of bicep work by just holding on and relaxing, but relax those shoulders, okay? Inhale, curling back all the way up. Lengthen through the spine, pressing down through the ground as you lengthen through the crown of the head, that imaginary string pulling you up. And exhale, tilting the pelvis back. Watch the legs, are they still fist distance apart? Feet are connected with the ground, shoulders relaxing. Good. Tucking the tailbone under. Inhaling, hold it here. Exhaling, inhaling, lifting hands up above the head. Exhaling, inhaling, look over to the left. Inhaling, rotate from the abdominals, so you're rotating to the side of the body. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, lengthen and rotate over to the other side. Soften those shoulders. Inhale, hands behind the thighs and come back up to center. And relax over your knees. Good, let the head drop. Inhaling and exhaling. So we're going to inhale now and exhale. We're going to roll down all the way. Okay, roll down as far as we can go. You can use your hands on the side, or if you're feeling competent and your core is already quite strong and you've been doing practice for a while, then you can roll down with your hands rounded up above your chest. Scoop those inner thighs. Try and imagine that they're reaching towards each other, a magnetic field, so they're not separating and wobbling to the side. You need the strength from them, and then you're rolling down through the vertebra of your spine, one by one. Okay? And you might feel a crack in the back, and there's a nice release from uncurling, and you don't have to go to the chiropractor. And lengthening your arms and your head back, hands back over your head. Okay, I'm going to inhale, bring my arms up over my head, let my shoulders sink into the ground. Exhale, curling chin to chest, hands lengthening forward. I'm looking into my abdominals, my ribs come close to my hips, and I'm using my abdominals to peel myself back up off the mat, either with the guidance of my hands and a little bit of support here, that's okay, or I'm just using my abdominals. Inhaling, exhaling, tilting back through the pelvis. Okay, your hands are either here for guide and support, okay, and you're working your biceps if you're doing that, or you're rolling back, using and trusting in your core. Head, neck, coming down last. Stretch out, stretch the legs out, full body stretch. Okay, and we're going to go into a roll up. So we're going to inhale, arms come overhead, flexing feet. Exhale, my chin comes to the chest, I'm looking into my abdominals. I scoop into my abdominals a little bit deeper, my ribs are closing down to my hips, and I'm peeling my spine back up off the floor in a rounded shape to reach my ankles, or as far there as I can manage. I'm quite flexible, so I have that range, but you may only be able to get to here, and reach forward for those fingers, feet, and then inhale and roll back, all the way back. Okay? If you need to bring your knees up to a bent position here, please do so. Hold on. It's up to you. Sometimes we have a fusing in our lower back, which prevents us from tilting like this and then rolling all the way back. Okay, so we're tilting and rolling all the way back. Inhaling, exhaling, curling chin to chest and rolling all the way up and over. Inhale, coming down, shoulders relaxed, and exhale, down through the spine, hands overhead, reaching through the fingertips, extending the feet long. Okay, bring the hands down to the sides of your body, okay, and we're just going to bring the feet into a bent knee position, shoulders are relaxed down by the sides, and we're going to inhale, bringing one leg up into tabletop, okay, knees above hip in tabletop, shin is nice and parallel to the ceiling, not here or there, okay, just nice and parallel, okay, and you're using your abdominals in a neutral spine to hold it here, okay, and then lower back down, toe, ball and heel. Okay, so let's check in with a neutral spine. Okay, we've got our neutral spine. Our spine is in neutral when it's slightly, there's a slight arch underneath on the lower spine, and your fingertips can slide underneath. Okay, so it's your pelvis doesn't tip back and flatten your back into the mat. Neither is it tilting so far forward, it's creating a natural arch. So you think of your hips are in neutral when they're sort of parallel to the mat beneath you or the floor. Okay, and it takes a lot of core control to actually hold them there through practices like raising legs. So just see how you go, but make sure you don't tilt that pelvis backwards, okay, because that'll change your alignment. Inhaling, hands placing down on the floor next to you. Exhaling, lifting the other leg up to tabletop. Okay, and then lower back down with control from your abdominals. Start to focus on using your abdominals for moving the body. Toe, ball, heel. Inhale, switching legs. Exhale, lifting up the other leg now. Lifting up to tabletop, and then toe, ball, heel. Okay, inhale, exhale, lifting the left leg back up. Okay, 90-degree angle. Inhale and exhale, curling chin to chest, rounding through the spine. Make sure those hips are nice and level. You're not sinking and tilting onto one side. You've got them nice and level, and you're curling up, looking into your abdominals and reaching forward with those fingertips. Knee is still in a 90-degree angle. Inhaling and exhaling. Hold it here. Inhaling, exhaling, and on the inhale, we'll use the core to bring our spine back down. So don't let go in the core. The core is what's bringing your spine back down, vertebra by vertebra, rolling it down. Okay, keep that leg where it is, and then lower the leg all the way down. Inhaling, relax the shoulders into the mat, and exhaling. Just take a breath here, and I want you just to focus on the connection with the mat underneath you. Okay, so I want you to inhale, tighten up your facial muscles, your chin, and everything else, and then I want you to exhale it all out. Okay, just relax. Imagine your skin is melting like a mask off your face. Your skull feels really heavy against the mat. The neck and the collarbone and shoulders are relaxed into the mat. Take a breath into the back of the ribs and feel the connection between the back of the ribs and the mat. Okay, and then we're just making sure our pelvis is back in neutral. We're going to inhale now, and on the exhale, take your feet slightly as wide as the edge of the mat, okay, and then we're going to do some knee rolls out to the side. So I want you to keep your neutral position and drop your knees out to the side, top knee out, bottom knee is heading towards the bottom ankle. Inhale back to center, exhale over to the other side. Okay, this is really good for mobilizing and releasing into hips. Inhale, exhale, drop. Inhale back to center, exhale, drop. Inhale back to center, exhale, drop. And we're coming back to center. Walk the knees back together. Okay, we're going to lift those knees one at a time. In our neutral spine, we're going to lift on the exhale. So inhale to prepare, exhale, lift. Then inhale the other foot, or thinking of the other foot, and exhale, lift. Okay, now this is quite intense. Close the legs together, and we're going to separate the arms out to the side, and you're just going to rock from, feel like you're rocking on the back of your hips, not further than that. You're not going over to one side too far or another, because I don't want you to lose contact with your core and go into your back. So it's just gentle tilting, using the core to keep you balanced and keep your direction. Okay, these are hip rolls, and that you're using your core for your stability here. And the torso doesn't move, you're only moving in the hips. Okay, so it's the mobility and control from the outer thighs, the glutes. Okay, good. And then we're going to lower one leg down, hug the other leg in. Okay, we're going to inhale, exhale, curl chin to chest. And then we're going to inhale and then exhale, lift the other leg up and straighten it out. Okay, then we're going to switch legs, hug this one in and lower this leg down. Okay, toe, ball, heel. And then we're going to inhale, exhale, switch legs over. That one comes toe, ball, heel down. This one comes up to your chest. Okay, this is prep for single leg stretch. Okay, hugging it into your chest, and you keep your shoulders and upper body up and lower. Good. Now we're going to extend that leg, okay, as we pull the other leg closer to us. So we're using the abdominals, you're using that inner thigh scissoring connection, and we're going to guide the foot back towards us, holding the ankle and the knee, making sure we're tracking in the same direction, the leg's not wobbling from side to side. Okay, good. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, looking down into your abdominals, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Hold it here. Inhale, coming up one more vertebra, looking down into your abdominals, really scooping into that spine, and release down. Good. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to curl up again, holding onto your hands onto your legs still, curling up and trying to see if we can come a little bit higher up, back onto our tailbones by lifting up through the core. Okay, lengthen through the spine, and we're going to go into a roll back. So if you're sort of not tempted by the idea of a roll back, then you can just stay here and use your core. As long as you're not thrusting your ribs in, you've got that nice straight back and you're scooping into your abdominals, you just hold yourself here, or if you feel more secure, holding yourself underneath the thighs, okay? Otherwise, if you want to try, all I'm going to get you to do is roll back through the pelvis, just like we do for the roll downs, through the lower vertebra, using your core. So don't use momentum, chin down, and we're only going as far back as our shoulders, and then roll all the way back up. Chin comes back down, you keep into that ball shape and you roll all the way back up. Okay, that was super slow to help you and encourage you, and you can take it as slow as you like. Okay, just make sure you're not going onto the neck further than the top of the shoulders, so keep the chin tucked. Inhaling and exhaling, keeping the core scooped in. Use the abdominals, inner thighs and glutes. Inhaling and exhaling. This is so lovely for the spine, really wakes it up. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, rolling onto the back of my shoulders, that's it, and rolling back down, straightening up, scooping up, inhaling, exhaling, coming straight back, okay? And then I'm going to scoop my abdominals in, scoop myself all the way back down, roll back down, and take a full body stretch. Okay, good. Then we're going to come onto our side, okay, and we're going to do some side lying work here. Heels in line with tailbone for this one, and your knees are slightly out in front. Well, the heels will dictate because they're going to be in line with the tailbone. I want you to feel like you're sitting into that tailbone, so you're really lengthening through that core, okay, and you can keep your head up like this, or I would prefer if you kept the alignment or something, or like a cushion up here, and you could keep yourself here. Okay, then we're going to lift the heels and the feet together. Really great exercise. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and lower back down. We're going to straighten those legs out. Okay, you can still have your head resting on your arm here as well. I'm going to keep my head up because then I can look at you all a bit better. If you're worried about balance, I bring your legs slightly more forward and create a banana shape. Okay, otherwise you have them straight underneath you. Okay, and then you're going to lengthen the top leg longer than the bottom leg. Okay, so that'll kick in and help you lengthen through the spine. So it'll lengthen your spine, straighten it out a bit more, bring it into alignment, and keep your core working a little bit harder. Okay, we're going to lift this leg up to hip height, and we're going to inhale, and on the exhale we're going to rotate 8 times through the hip. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3, can you see I'm using my hip, not my knee or my ankle, 4, 5, my core's holding me up here, 6, 7, 8. Inhale and exhale, lower the leg down. Okay, we're going to push up through my hands, sit into a bent leg position, rotate my feet over to the other side. Okay, and here am I going to go again. So I'm going to have my head up here because just watch your neck if you are going to do that, but really it would be better if you're starting out just to have your head on your upper arm. Okay, and so you've got your heels in line with your tailbone, your knees are bent, okay, and I'm asking you to just sit into that tailbone, okay, so you feel like you're squatting into it. Your hips are stacked and your ribs are stacked over one another, and they're not rotating back in the ribs or anything. You need long, straight spine. Right? Okay, so sitting into your tailbones, lifting up your heels, and we're just going to go for it again. 2, 3, feeling like those glutes are working, inner thighs, feeling like you're squishing a soft ball as you close those inner thighs down, drawing in those abdominals to keep the core working here, okay, to support those hips, and keep sitting long into those hips, okay? So you're lengthening out that lower spine. 7, 8, excellent stuff. Lengthening through the feet, okay? I hope you can still see them all the way out here. And then we're going to lift up to hip height, Keep the leg facing, the hip is facing straight ahead, and we're going to rotate through the hip. Inhale, lengthen that top hip away from you. Exhale to rotate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse, inhale, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, lower the leg down, and then bring yourself up onto your knees. Okay, we're going to stretch through the back foot. Both feet, you have 2 feet, and then the other foot, okay, and then come up to a downward dog, and really stretch into the back of the legs here, pushing your tailbone up towards the sky, okay, let the shoulders be wide, and let the shoulders feel like they're reaching up towards the hips. Try not to push your knees back into your legs, back of your legs, and stretch through that spine, stretch through the back of the legs. If your heels touch down, then great. If they don't worry, and then lift up into the balls of the feet, and then lower back down, lifting up and lowering back down. Good. Lifting up, lowering back down. Then we're going to bend through the knees, walk our feet towards our hands, keep our bodies tipped over, okay? Then we're going to press down through the feet. You can lift your toes up again to feel that anchoring between the balls of the feet and the heels, really nice and strong. And then push down, you can lower the toes, push down through those feet, tucking the tailbone in, pulling up through the knees, using the inner thighs for engagement, squeezing the glutes to help you lift, and the navel comes in towards the spine to protect it and rolls you back up through the spine to restack your vertebrae. Notice how you feel now on that roll down, roll up rather, and how your spine might have changed the practice. Take a big breath in, reaching up, look up above you, rotate the palms of the hands away. Excellent, and you're done. Drink a lot of water today. We've worked a lot of deep muscles, and I hope you have a nice invigorated